Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
But tell me, Eddie, is that a rabbit in your pocket, or you just happy to see me?
And we are finally live. Apologies to the chat. It was primarily my fault, and because I sent the link to Steph a little bit later than I normally do.
Yeah, it was her fault.
Yeah, because my dog decided that's when she wanted to go outside, like shortly before the stream was supposed to start. And my dog, you simply cannot hurry up a dog that absolutely has to find the ideal place to shit when you're walking her.
Oh.
They're like, there's no hurrying my dog. There's no hurrying my dog. So I had to take her out, sent the link, and then Steph messaged me, I'm on my way. And then the next thing I know, I see a message in the chat that she's going to be delayed a little bit. So we're just like, and I'm just sitting here waiting. So it's like, it's one of those where it's like, fate intervened, did not let us start on time.
We're just a little late. It's okay.
Yeah, a little late.
A little late. We're fashionably late.
Fashionably late. And I also had to wind down because I was getting like really mad at this video game I was playing earlier. So it's like,
what are you playing?
Destiny 2.
Oh, okay.
And I'm at this part where it's like, it's not exactly difficult, but I was hungry at the same time. So I'm starting to get hangrier and hangrier and hangrier as I'm like progressing and like failing at this one level, so to speak. One part of the objective in the campaign I'm in, and I got to the last part, and I ended up dying. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I gotta stop. I gotta stop right here.
Dead.
Yeah. So, but anyway,
I feel like I've been trying to just catch up since I got home. Like I haven't been able to stream. I've just been like working and trying to catch up on things.
Yeah.
And like I also like I wanted to review She-Hulk, but I feel like we're going on episode 3, and like what's the point if I'm just gonna start on episode 3? So then I was thinking, well, maybe I can just go back and review episodes 1 and 2, and then like catch up on episode 3. But then I was like, no, it's too late. It's like 2 weeks ago, right? I don't know.
I guess I haven't watched it. I'm pretty much living vicariously through other people.
It's already like 2 episodes in, so I'm like, maybe not, because I'm reviewing them like with Jay, but I wanted to review them on my own too. So I don't know.
Godspeed to you.
I was like, maybe I could just like put, like just do a voiceover and like put photos up or something, or video, and like that's how I would review it. So I don't know. I was even like writing it out, so just in case I wanted to like do a voiceover, I can already like have it written out. But now I'm just like, maybe I just shouldn't, or maybe I should just start at episode 3.
I would just start. At episode 3.
I have to watch it anyways.
Yeah, I think I would just start with episode 3 because like it's been like you said, like 2 weeks roughly for episodes 1 and 2, and I don't think people are gonna really, if they've watched any reviews, they've watched them by now for the first 2 episodes. So
it's like, is it too late? Is it too late to chat? Should I just put out like 1 and 2?
No, it's up to the chat. But anyway, before I get into the topics, I'm gonna say hello to the chat, and we have some cringe to go over. Pretty much, if this report is accurate, then Amazon is going to declare victory with Rings of Power, regardless of how many people actually watch the stupid show.
Oh, it's already a victory.
Yeah, it's already a Sunny and Brave victory, pretty much. It's already Sunny and Brave victory. And for Sunny and Brave victories or anything Sunny and Brave, I have this clip to play.
Golf clap? Golf clap.
That's
I
what
like
I have
that.
to play. The golf clap clip. But anyway. So Amazon is reportedly going to declare victory no matter what, because why not? Why not? Why admit at all that they're getting ratioed to hell even before the series premieres? And why admit that the Tolkien fandom is really not the fandom that you want to mess with right now? But they won't admit that. And then you have House of the Dragon. Now, I didn't really get into Game of Thrones or anything like that. I was deployed when it premiered.
Oh, I got
was
into it.
getting ready to deploy when it premiered, and that was I was going to Afghanistan, so didn't have a chance to get really into it. So I just just said, okay, whatever.
I was very much into it.
Well, I mean, and then House of the Dragon is out now, and according to the host of Fearless, now I haven't watched this program, but he says that there's a feminist grooming agenda. I'm like,
for House of the Dragon?
House of the Dragon. So maybe. I mean, I'm seeing people complaining about no trigger warning during a birthing scene. But I mean,
did people really want a trigger warning for the birthing scene?
Well, we can go over to that article. Yeah, people were complaining about no trigger warning. I think. Let me just check down in the comments. I saw that title, and I was like, "Are you shitting me right now?"
I swear, people just want trigger warnings for fucking everything. It's like, oh no.
I know I saw it.
It's basically a C-section, but in medieval times, I suppose, or whatever. That's basically what it is. I mean, did they want a trigger warning? Remember when what is it? Back in the day, what is that movie? The vampire one, the sparkly vampire one, Twilight.
Oh, Twilight.
Didn't he have to bite the baby out? They didn't want trigger warnings for that, right? They were like, "Oh, bite me, Edward, get this baby out." Come on. They didn't need trigger warnings back then. They were fucking into it. But now it's trigger warnings. God.
I know I saw the title for it. It might be on another site, but I know I saw the title for it. Let me look and see.
Fucking bit a baby out of the womb. But oh no, we cut a baby out and the mom died. Whatever. This is so dumb.
It really is.
It's so stupid.
Oh, okay. This is where
it makes me sleepy.
Okay, so it was on Screen Rant. House of the Dragon birth scene criticized for lack of trigger warning.
It's so stupid.
Okay, we can go over that. But both are pretty much trigger warning.
This is what happens when you This is what happens when you write shit and you get all excited and your actors and showrunners open up their mouths and be like, representation, misogyny, the patriarchy, feminist agenda, and then you get the people that cling on to that bullshit and they watch your show, and those are the people that have the smallest spines ever, and they need trigger warnings for fucking everything.
Yeah.
They didn't watch Game of Thrones. If they watched Game of Thrones, they would know that show was fucking brutal as hell.
Yeah, but apparently, how do I put this? Something basically nature. Natural to humans, essentially, needs a trigger warning. How do they think that they entered this world? Pretty much. I mean, I figured I'm just looking at some of them some of them had to have been grown in a lab, but for the majority of them, they came in being birthed. It's not exactly
No, Mara, the stork brought those people.
Yeah, in their minds, yeah. Obviously, the Looney Tunes is like facts of life, pretty much.
Stork delivered those people.
But anyway, so we have that, and then we have the an actor in Batgirl, or the canceled Batgirl movie, saying that as much as it has been labeled woke, it simply came together that way because of writing that reflects the world we live in. So God forbid it reflect Gotham. They want to
Oh,
reflect the world
no.
we live in, pretty much. And then finally, and I've really had no real interest in watching this, despite how, I do have an appreciation, for stylistic reasons of Tim Burton, basically. But we have Jenna Ortega's Wednesday brings Latina representation to iconic character for the first time. So guess what? We have a Latina Wednesday Addams.
It's a
Pretty much for the
Latinx
first
one.
time. Yeah, so just waiting for the Latinx representation for that show.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, but anyway, then
I think
what
that
I
people
have
care, but people really don't fucking care.
no. And then what was I gonna? And then I do have. I showed this last week, but neither Steph wasn't here, and I think she might appreciate this funny little clip I showed last week, and I think she'll figure out why. Why I'm gonna play it, but I'm not gonna say too much of anything because I might spoil stuff. So from the
Are you gonna
top,
play it now?
no, at the end. I don't want to say too much, but if anybody in the chat was here last week, they know what I'm talking about. So Blabs, first comment is have
Hi,
fun. She's
I
asleep.
do the big sleep. She is
Yes.
going to the forever sleep. Blabs isn't feeling well.
Yeah,
so.
she's not feeling well.
Yeah.
But granted, she's
Otherwise, we would have Blabs here. We feel like we're going to add a nice third to our Talk Nerdy panel, and it's going to be Blabs. She's awesome. She's been filling in for me and Mara whenever we can't be on Talk Nerdy, and then we're like, let's just make her permanent. So I think this was supposed to be our first actual stream with all three of us, and then she got sick.
Then she got sick. Next week we'll have next week we should have all three of the squad.
Yeah,
on the stream.
we'll have the squad next week, hopefully, if she recovers.
Yeah, so she said she hasn't been feeling that well the entire week, and she just felt drained today. So pretty much, I said, health comes first. Recuperate. Especially if you haven't been feeling well during the whole week, basically screw streaming, just sleep, pretty much. Yeah. And Big Raj with the thumbs up sticker, as he does. Thank you so much.
I want to get that Yoda clip off. I go to the forever sleep for when I end my streams, because I'm so tired after I stream sometimes. Whether it's just going to bed for the night or just going to take a nap. Oh man, I miss naps. I haven't had a nap in a minute. I miss naps.
Oh god. I don't know. I feel old. Where it's I feel old whenever I'm whenever I feel so tired and I watch something where someone is either a movie or a TV show and someone goes to sleep, and I'm that must be so nice. I'm just watching this program thinking wishing I could do the same thing, pretty much as the character. So
I fell asleep last night listening to Mauler.
What I fall? No, I fell asleep after playing Destiny 2. So I went streamed for 5 hours. I'm you know what? I gotta call it here. So
Mauler's new video, 6 hours. God,
I can't do it. I barely get through
right there. I fucking love it. I love it. I started listening to Mauler. That's how that's how I was introduced to everything, because I was watching EFAP. That's what I was listening to EFAP. I would go to sleep and them guys would still be fapping by the time I woke up. So
clipped.
I'd be listening to Mauler a lot, just listening to those guys, and then I would watch his videos, and I have some of them memorized. I know those videos because I would listen to them all the time. And then from there, that's when I found everybody else, whoever was guesting on EFAP. That's why I started finding people. But yeah, I started listening to just Mauler. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would watch him too. It's just
I look forward to.
I'd have to break up the streams, watching them, because I'd get through up to so much, and then I'm okay, I gotta tune out. Not tune out.
See, I can't tune it out. I don't tune it out. I listen. I just listen.
No, but poor phrasing. I mean, stop, pause, do something else, and then go back to it, pretty much. But I see Trey says, "Hey, Mara and stuff, I'm ready for the cringe. Cheers. Good to see you. Brian, what's up? Good to see you. Jacob, hello.
Hey.
Gravy D, hello, ladies in chat. Just pre-ordering Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah.
I need to order that. Yeah. DJ
So-
Direwolf, fapping not the same without Wolf. I agree. I like that Wolf showed up in his video. He showed up in his video. It's pretty awesome.
So, I'm not sure if I'm going to pre-order it necessarily, but if it
I need to
pisses
get
off
it,
people
yeah.
complaining about it, it's like a day one purchase pretty much. And I saw a headline to an article that apparently there's like a PlayStation exclusive quest or something you can do if you have the PlayStation version of it. I'm not sure. Zakarot, hello. Sunny Brave Megatron, wish everyone
happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Or I should
Happy
say, he's over there.
birthday! Sunny
So-
and Brave Megatron.
This is Steph's Twitch and her
My
YouTube.
Twitch.
Thank you.
Thanks, Trey.
Mudcrab, hail Mudcrab. Drudak Gaming, hail Mara, Steph, and chat. Good to see you.
Hey.
Phil, howdy, the amazing panel, Talk Nerdy, and the wonderful chat. Thank you
Hello,
so much.
Philip.
Wookie Be Bad, who's been like basically like the patience of Master Splinter with me playing Destiny 2. Because like he'll be like in the chat and he'll be like giving me tips in the chat and I won't be paying attention and then I fail and I'm like, okay, where am I supposed to go now? What am I supposed to, okay, where am I? I get to a point where it's like, okay, Marco Polo me here, pretty much. Hot or cold? Am I facing the right way or not? And I'd look at the chat. So he's been like basically patience with me the entire
No
fucking
clue.
time.
I've never played. I've never played or seen.
At least the
gameplay
first
of
time I'm really
Destiny.
playing it, and it's primarily a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
But it has like a campaign to it. It's not just like like battle royale or anything like that. It's like I'm part of a campaign right now or a
I want
solo
to play
campaign.
Animal Crossing. Today is a bug off on my island. I was really excited about it, and I haven't played it yet.
A bug off? I mean, I know
Yeah.
bugger off, but bug
No,
off.
bug off. Flick
Bug off.
comes to the island. Flick comes to the island, and you catch bugs and you get stuff.
All right. That's
I want to do the bug off, and I was supposed to stream on Twitch today, and I still haven't gotten to. I haven't been able to. So maybe I'll do it after this. I don't know. I've just been.
Now we'll see
working.
how you feel. It'll be midnight my time, so.
Yeah, I've just been working.
Ms.
Martin Muses.
Who graciously filled in last week when I needed kind of like to get two people for the stream. Her and Wicked Virtue, which are like they're cool. And I basically told Ms. Marmuses and Wicked Virtue, they basically like if they're available, they're welcome to come on to talk basically Nocturne with us. And Ms. Marmuses in particular, at least with Rings of Power stuff, because like he is like my Tolkien's letter expert. Because I ended up modding primarily for Lethal on Friday, but I toyed with making a video, and I'm like, okay, I gotta ask Teresa something. I don't remember this. Do you remember like Tolkien doing this? And she's like, hold on. It's like she's like just goes to her Tolkien like the letters and stuff.
That.
Yeah. So, and then she's my thief and partner pretty much for Conan D&D. And as far as I know, it's like she and I are available tomorrow for D&D, but we'll see. We'll see what it transpires tomorrow. Let's see. Yes, and new merch. Right now, Talk Nerdy to Us merch is here at tpublic.com. I have something in the works with the help of Megatron, which is not Talk Nerdy to Us, but will be available on my merch store. So come check that out when it drops.
We have new merch. That's right. Hold on.
Yep. We're gonna party like August 2022. Yeah. Vinziger, hello, says sub chat. Good to see you. Making sure I don't miss anyone. Mr. Bentham, hello. Hello again. I know I saw you in the Twitch chat earlier. Alex McCarthy, howdy, Mara and Steph Todd. How's y'all's day been?
Hi, Alex.
Part of me wishes I could have napped, but then there's no way I would have been able to do anything, get anything done if I slept, because I would have felt like doing nothing this evening because I've been so tired. Yeah, blame Mazza for everything, pretty much.
All right, I'm gonna share this.
Oh yeah, there's this right here.
Here's our new merch. This is awesome. It is drawn by Megatron, which is pretty dope. We have black and white. This one says Squad. This is just us.
Mm-hmm.
And then Talk Nerdy. These are pretty cool as well.
Yes.
That is our merch. I'm gonna probably do one as well. I haven't made it yet. But it's just I'll do one as well on my TeePublic store. It won't be all three of us. I think Mara's gonna have the exclusive on all three of us together at her store, but it'll probably be just like the one of me and then a different type of Talk Nerdy font as well, which would be pretty cool.
So
yeah, but these are awesome. And look, you have, what is it? They're on sale for $14.
Yep. They're on sale right now, so go check that out. I think
These are awesome.
Trey posted the link again. Yeah, it's like basically so I have like the two different fonts pretty much, and then I said more to come.
Myself a shirt.
More to come. And my shirt that I ordered for myself shipped, so I should be getting it shortly.
Sweet. Ooh, he's gonna draw us as Transformers. Okay, that'll go on my store then.
So,
dope.
So Sunny Brave Mage, yeah, he's drawing like all three as Transformers. I know he asked me which one I wanted to be, and I told him pretty much. So
I like that. I love that it says Squad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm sorry the Blabs is not here for us to debut our merch.
Yeah, I know.
She's sick.
So, yes, my dog, and I think I saw. Now, Johnny 42, I called it my dog is checking her messages when I would take her out to do her business because she had to find the perfect spot to squat. Yes. She's checking her messages.
My one dog, oh my God, Harley takes forever. He's just like that. Like, he takes forever outside.
Mm-hmm. And, like, she's like, my dog, like I said, she has to sniff around the yard, and then she'll start like she's going to squat, and then she's like, oh, no, this is not the right spot. So just keeps dragging me around the block.
See, no, Harley's just like, I'm gonna smell everything. He wants to smell everything before he picks a spot. And when I'll be walking for like 15 minutes, it's like you should have already been done. You should have been done. Like, I've been out here forever. And so when we start to walk back, it's my fault because like I let him sniff wherever we were going, because when he knows that like we're getting close to the house, okay, I'll go.
There you go.
He's such a punk.
I think
the
all
bonus of
dogs are
having
punks.
Cats, yeah.
All dogs are punks in a way, but
Georgie is not a punk. Georgie is awesome. Georgie's like goes outside, does what he needs to do, and then comes back in. He's just like, I don't want to be out here longer than I need to be. Georgie's awesome. Harley's stupid. I can't stand Harley. Harley's stupid.
Yeah, I still appreciate it, Wookie Be Bad. I still appreciate it. Yeah, I know it's hard if you're new, and I'm like full on noob to playing Destiny, but whenever you're in the chat, I'm like, okay, I know I'm gonna get to a part where I'm gonna be like stuck, and like I'll like look over in the chat, and like there'll be like Wookie or Derry in the chat going, go here, and like you need to look for this. So like it's very much appreciated. Dog crapping is never late. He craps precisely when he means to. Yeah, apparently, according like with my dog. Yeah. Now, so earlier than Nerdrotic. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Bungie doesn't know what a checkpoint is. That's what frustrated. That was like part was what was frustrating the hell out of me.
I have no idea.
Because I'd get to the very end. And I died, and they'll go restarting from last checkpoint, and the last checkpoint was right before that part has start. So I had to go through the whole shit again, pretty much. Like, you couldn't make a checkpoint when I got an orb or something or whatever. But yeah, Bungie knew about checkpoints when they created Halo, but apparently not for Destiny 2. So there, pretty much. Dan Blackworth says She-Hulk is a 10 out of 10.
It's lit.
Pretty much. Yeah, start with 3. Yeah, start with 3. Don't worry about 1 and 2. $5 super chat from Mike Hill. Hollywood is doing it again now with one of my favorite horror movie legends, Hellraiser's Pinhead now will be played by a woman in a new movie. I'd have to look it up, but according to what some people were saying, I think actually I had to look up the original book because I haven't read the book it's based on, but people were actually pointing out that I think in the original story it was a female, and they changed it to a male for the movie. But I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Pretty much. I don't know for sure. I just know what people were talking when that announcement came up. But I believe Pinhead was originally a female and actually changed it to a male for the movie, which is kind of like a switcheroo, pretty much.
Switcheroo.
Allie RX says, "Hello, Allie. Good to see you." So yeah, that clip's from me. Oh, you shouldn't have. Yeah, golf clap clip, pretty much. Oh, for Trey and Dan Blackroy. Hold on. At least, and everyone else in the chat. Where are you? Hold on.
Me. Oh, what up, my knitter?
There you go. Yeah, they ran out of book material pretty much season 5, so they just threw shit at the wall and figured out what could reasonably stick for at least a little while, and then it all went to shit by the last season, from what I saw. I don't know if I'm sending brave enough to watch She-Hulk. Well, I mean, if you're willing to be cradled by She-Hulk, then yeah, I guess you might be at least inclined to watch it. Let's see. Making sure I say hello to everyone. Tiago Santos, remember the scene of Elrond's farewell to the Ring Society after it is formed? Do you remember Frodo's question to Gandalf? Yeah. Mordor, is it left or right? Yeah. Pretty much. So I would love to watch the Lord of the Rings before watching Rings of Power, but I'm not going to be able to. So I might have to do a whole discussion on the movies after Rings of Power as a palate cleanser, pretty much. Abomination? Hey, y'all. Good to see you.
Hey.
Let's see. Yeah. Ho Squad. Hello. Soul Assassin. Howdy, everyone. Please hit the like button and share the stream out. Thank you so much, Soul Assassin.
My girl, are we still saying hi to the chat?
I'm still saying hello to the chat. I'm trying to catch up with people. I don't want to miss anyone. There's EJ Wolf. Yes. It is not the same. It is not the same without Wolf.
You just put fapping up there. Just straight like, here you go. Let's highlight.
I didn't. I just put it so that, yes, not the same without Wolf. And you're like, you just put fapping up there.
It's not the same without Wolf. I do miss Wolf.
I'm already cringing with the snifter of Brandy. Yep, pretty much. Movie Metal Mark McDonald. Wednesday Addams commits murder in the Wednesday series. I don't remember her being evil. Pretty much, yeah. She sicked some piranhas on the swim team. I mean, I know they're not exactly normal, but they weren't that vicious. Chris Mack, hello.
What's up, Chris?
Okay. If I do miss anyone, I do apologize. Blabs is in the chat. Go to sleep, Blabs. But I do want you to feel like get well, so that we can be all together pretty much next stream. Let's. All right, BC, hello. 31 Australian super chat. Good morning, my two favorite nerd ladies, and good day, chat. Hope you're all having a lovely evening. Cool merch. Unfortunately, can't stay too long. Make your own hashtag worthy of me. So hashtag I had Daniel on my stream first. There you go.
Yeah, that's true. Hashtag gay pride.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see. I think
hashtag inclusive. Like we see.
Yeah.
We are more inclusive.
Okay. As I said hello to everyone. All right. Finally. Fucking finally. All right. So there it is. So we have Rings of Power, or at least Amazon ready to declare it a victory. Ready to declare it a victory despite actual numbers. According to reports. House of the Dragon. You know what? We'll cover the trigger warning shit instead of the feminist agenda. But apparently it's being criticized for not having a trigger warning during a birthing scene. All right. Then you have Batgirl, the canceled Batgirl movie, and basically admitting it without outright saying so, that it pretty much was full-on woke. And it's going to represent the world we live in. God forbid it represents Gotham. And then finally, Wednesday Addams is going to bring the Latina representation. Because that's what was missing, apparently, to a show or a series about a family that's not normal. That was what was missing, pretty much, apparently. So, hello, Mark. Hello. So, Steph, which one would you want to cover first?
You know what? Let's just get Wednesday Addams out of the way.
Yeah.
Let's
All right.
get that one out of the way. That seems like the less interesting topic to cover, to be honest.
Because apparently, because it's a big deal. Big deal that finally she's bringing Latina representation to the iconic character for the first time. Pretty much. I mean, like, that's what I remember watching the series back, like, especially the 60s series, when you're thinking, why isn't there actual representation in this show? But now we got it. It's not that long. So, she's creepy, she's kooky, mysterious, and spooky, but Wednesday Addams is also Chica Boss and a Latina. The iconic Addams Family character.
Chica Boss?
Yes, Chica Boss. You want to be known as that?
Is that a new thing? A Chica Boss?
Yes, a Chica Boss.
That's so cringe.
I actually read that, folks.
They wrote that.
They wrote
that, and we read it.
Yes.
A Chica Boss. That's God. That's cringe. That's cringe as hell.
The iconic Addams Family character, who's been previously played by Caucasian actress. Yeah, because like people, really cared that like Christina Ricci was Caucasian. That's like they had to full on write that as well. It's like, in case you didn't realize that Christina Ricci was Caucasian, pretty much. Christina Ricci, Lisa Loring, and Chloe Grace Moretz, among others, is getting her own Netflix show. In this iteration of the character, she will be portrayed by none other than Latina, and Jane the Virgin actress Jenna Ortega. In a new clip for the show, fans get an inside look at Ortega in action as the beloved only daughter of Morticia and Gomez Addams, bringing Latina power to the role for the first time ever. Wednesday is technically a Latina character and that has never been represented, Ortega said in the clip released by Netflix on August 24th. So for me, anytime I have an opportunity to represent my community, I want that to be seen. I thought technically that Gomez Addams was like would have been hailed from like Spain, like Castilla region or something like that. But it was never really a big deal because it was supposed to be a big deal. It was the Addams Family. You basically watched it because they're creepy and they're kooky. And somehow they appeared more normal than the normal people. Pretty much. But now, aren't you happy, Steph? You got Latina representation in a show where it looks like she's going to be a murderer.
Yeah. That's I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
Seriously. There are so many actresses in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them are Latina. So many diverse actresses. And it's kind of like, who cares, right? A part of me honestly feels like we're going to put this shield up, right? I'm going to put this shield up so nobody will compare me to Christina Ricci, because Christina Ricci fucking killed it as Wednesday Addams. I love her version of Wednesday Addams.
Yeah.
And it's like, let me just do this so nobody will compare me to Christina Ricci.
Mm-hmm. But they're all about comparing. They're all about comparing because you have to compare and show how the one is elevated by the other by tearing down the former. So you have to kind of tear down Christina Ricci's performance as Wednesday to bolster the fact that they have Latina representation finally, even though to the vast majority of TV watchers and things like that, like, we don't care. I might have had at least a slight interest in watching the show, but after like kind of seeing this, I'm like, maybe I'll get around to it. I'll get around to it, but I'm not gonna like break my neck to watch it.
No, I don't care about representation in media, in shows and I really don't care. And I think that they think that we do.
Mm-hmm.
They think that that's like the number one priority, the number one thing that we're interested in, we're looking for is representation, and it's not. It's kind of like, I don't care. I don't care that you are Latina and playing Wednesday Addams. What are you bringing to the role?
Yeah.
How are you honoring that character? How are
much.
you bringing her to life? That's what matters, not the color of your skin.
No. Soul Assassin says, I'm actually starting to hate being represented by Hollywood. Yeah.
Well, because that's all that matters. That's it. That's all that matters. It's like talent doesn't matter anymore.
No.
Clearly, because She-Hulk exists. I mean, their talent
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Talent doesn't matter. Creativity doesn't matter. Good storytelling doesn't matter. It's all about checking the boxes off first. Then maybe getting to telling a good story. And even then, by the time you've checked off all the boxes, is there even a good story to tell at that point?
Well, it's difficult to write a story around all, because you have to write it around all of that, right? A lot of times, especially like, I mean, if you're comparing it with She-Hulk, you have to write the story around the shit that you want to tell.
Yeah,
you want to, because they're saying that, like,
they want it to
be told from the female lens, so you have to write it around the female lens. So it's kind of like they've sort of put themselves into a corner.
I hate that term. I hate the term female lens and feminist lens, especially since having to at least kind of talk about that during one of my classes. Yeah, I was like, nah, fam, I'm not doing this. When I was going through my master's, I'm like, nah. Feminist lens can like go to hell, pretty much.
So this yeah, I really don't care. I think that, like, I could care less. She can walk around touting that, like, she's a Latina playing, you know, this role, and I could care less. I'm still going to compare you to Christina Ricci. It doesn't matter.
No.
I don't care. I don't care that you have the same color skin as I do.
Yeah.
Because Christina Ricci played it fantastic. She was great in the role.
And Catherine Zeta-Jones, Morticia, Luis Guzman as Gomez.
Luis Guzman is really gross looking. Like,
I know. Isaac
Ordonez. I don't like that actor.
I think it was originally supposed to be Johnny Depp, but then the whole shit went down with
I don't like that actor. Like, I think that he's gross looking.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's other actors they could have picked for Gomez. Hell, so many they could have picked for Gomez. And I'm like, you have to have a certain amount of appeal. I'm sorry, like, you know, it's like people were like, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Don't judge a book by its cover, all that. But when you're trying to bring live action storytelling, you do have to have an element of appeal. And if you're looking at the family going, there's something appealing looking at you or one of your characters, you're going to kind of turn people off because they're going to like your reaction to Luis Guzman. Like, I'm sorry, I can only suspend disbelief so much, but like, you're telling me that he got Catherine Zeta-Jones. I'm looking at that going, you're telling me that he got Catherine Zeta-Jones. How she looks, pretty much. I'm sorry. I'm not checking my brain at the door for that one, pretty much. I can't buy that. I just simply cannot buy that. And
you have to give them credit for, I guess, being like accurate to like the source material, because he is.
He like, really is. Yeah, he's ugly in the source material.
Like gross person, but like God.
But I'm saying, but people aren't going to be.
I personally find this actor like really gross.
Yeah. Yeah, Raul Julia, the best Gomez Adams.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So hey, Rhino, hello, good to see you. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, like Raul. Like, see, the thing is, like, you know, it's like I don't think too many people, unless you are like an ardent fan of the Addams Family within like the comic origin. No, people aren't really going to care about, at least in that regards, that accuracy in terms of looks. So you could have cast Johnny Depp or any number of actors. No one would have cared, and actually probably would have been like.
I'm pretty sure. What is his name? What's his name? The guy that got mad at James Franco casting.
Oh yeah, can you imagine him as Gomez Adams?
What is his name?
John Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo. Like, they could have cast John Leguizamo. At least he's semi okay.
But this no. I'm like I said, I'm not checking my brain at the door. I can't.
Latin on Latin hate. Like, I gotta be honest, dude. Like, so I have to be honest. I don't find him appealing at all.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I guess
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when it comes out. But like right now, it's no. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm saying like I'm not gonna break my neck to watch it. I might get around to watching it, but the one show on Netflix I'm actually looking forward to is Cobra Kai season 5. That
Oh,
comes
yeah.
out September 9th. I'm actually looking forward to that. This is kind of more like a I mean, if I have time, yeah. I mean, all it says is we'll stream on Netflix this fall, but I have no idea when that's going to be. So I'm not really looking up everything about this show to see when it's going to premiere, pretty much. But anyway, there it is.
Yeah.
So we finally have
She
Latino
brings the
representation.
Latino representation for the first time. Congratulations. Let's see how you do in the role, because I could care less if you are white or Latina in the role. Let's see what you bring to it. You can't hide behind that diversity shield. You got to bring some acting to it. So let's see what you got.
And for Jenna Ortega, we give you this.
Golf clap? Golf clap.
So stunning and brave. Pretty much.
I like how Abomination said it'll stream on Netflix this fall and cancel by the winter. Like, seriously, if nobody's watching it, they're gonna cancel it.
I mean, it barely has any interest right now.
Yeah.
And
they're
then
gonna cancel if there's no interest. I mean, they canceled Resident Evil show. So
after one season, yeah,
yeah,
that's
people don't watch it. They're gonna cancel it. They can't be losing money anymore.
No, they can't. They not right now. Definitely not right now. They cannot afford to be losing money. Maybe if this were like, no matter how you feel about him, but if this were like during Trump years, they probably wouldn't care. But now, like with the economy as it is, yeah, there's like no way they're going to lose any more money than they have already. So I don't know if they're just gonna bank on people watching Cobra Kai and then maybe just saying, "Oh, well, this is on, so might as well watch it," sort of a thing at the same time. But I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Moo
What's up, Moo Butt?
It's Oh Snap, coming in late, was out singing in the rain.
That
Yes.
sounds so nice. Out singing in the rain.
Yeah.
I like jumping in puddles still.
My dog used to be such a delicate flower when she was like a lot younger than I take her out if it was raining. She'd go out and pee and then want to go right back in. She did not like the rain. Now I go out and it's raining. She's like sniffing everyone's yard around the block.
Yeah, like my dogs are the same way. They don't really like going out when it's like raining and thunderstorming, but I don't know. I like it. Me and my dad like it. We've always kind of liked listening.
I don't mind it. It's
going
just,
outside while it's raining.
Like when it's like a fairly hard rain, she doesn't really stay out long. But if it's like a light rain, even when she was a puppy, if it was a light rain, she was like, I don't like. She was like, it would kind of like freak her out.
Oh my god, I have to find that clip. Hold on. Darth Megatron says, "You like frolicking in the rain? That's racist." Hold on, let me.
Yeah, that clip. When
that
oh my god,
let me find.
Find that real fast. Let me close this tab. I'm gonna close the one we just talked about, so I don't have a lot of tabs open.
Where is it at? Hold on. I got it.
Yeah, because apparently, it's racist. It's racist.
I completely forgot about that clip.
I watched that clip going. I watched that clip going, is she for real?
I have no idea what she's complaining about. Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
I listened to her and I'm like, it's Drew Barrymore, like in the rain. So it's like,
how dare you frolic?
Yeah, how dare you frolic? Pretty much.
Oh my god, where is come on, dude? Oh, there, I found it.
We got there eventually, Moo Butt. We got there eventually. Hey, Michael. Good to see you. Oh, sorry. Good to see you. She was high and listened to Toto's Africa. All right. Here it is, folks. I watched this clip.
It's
Drew Barrymore in the rain.
Drew Barrymore. Like, not a lot of people realize that it was Drew Barrymore. They're like, I watched this a bunch and I just now realized it was Drew Barrymore. Because you have to, like, seriously just listen to it over and over again in order to just kind of like try and figure out what this person is even complaining about.
Yeah. Yeah, she's happy in the rain. Fine.
You and I both know that you are capable of enjoying the rain and frolicking freely without filming it and then posting it to TikTok. Now, you've just co-signed Okay, you just co-signed at least 3 million, 8.5 by 11 front and back. People who just go out of their way to disrespect and dismiss the boundaries that Black creators have set. And now,
See, I
Wait,
don't
what
understand what
boundaries?
she's saying. I don't understand what she's saying. She's just like, you very well, you can do that without posting it on Instagram. Like her posting it to Instagram is she's trying to say that her posting herself frolicking in the rain is going to take up, it is going to like cause
It's going to
people
take away from Black creators.
black
Like her,
black
yeah.
creators frolicking
Yeah.
in the rain. Is that what she's trying to say?
or just in general. Like, I'm sorry if 3 million people want to watch, and who's to say that of those 3 million people that a good chunk of them aren't Black? Like, she's assuming that, like, maybe some Black people are watching Drew Barrymore frolic in the rain. 3 million
Yeah.
people. There's
Like
a chance.
that's what she's saying,
There's a
right?
fucking
She's saying
chance,
that how
yeah.
dare you post it, because then
Yeah.
people are going to watch you frolic in the
And
rain
not Black
instead of
creators,
watch
yeah.
other people, instead of
Yeah.
watching Black creators frolic
Like,
in the
how
rain.
dare you have a freedom of choice? How dare you have freedom of choice to watch Drew Barrymore
I
frolic in
swear,
the rain?
people just want to be outraged and mad at anything.
I'm like with
I've been
Trey.
like,
I'm
oh my god, you know what?
I'm like a Trey, like like this. I'm like what? And Brian is like, get in the car. Like, she should be saying this in the car. It would be ideal.
I
Pretty
know. Oh
much.
my god.
you're one of those people. So I guess my question would be, why? Why is it so important to all of you to treat us like we don't matter?
I don't think she's in the intro, Biggles. I don't think she's in the intro. I think it's another.
Dude, oh my
It's another girl.
god.
But this one here is like, I'm like Abomination. Like, there's enough internet for everybody, so it's like,
Yeah. There's enough internet for everybody. Even Drew Barrymore, she could go out and frolic in the rain.
and like, she also has celebrity status still reasonably to her that, she posts something. Yeah, guess what, chick? She's going to get probably millions of views. So it's like nothing to do with race or anything like that. She's just a known name. So I'm sorry.
I like Chris Mack because you're not the boss of me, crazy lady.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like,
I need to look at the intro. I'm looking at her face. And that's not
what?
the girl from the full Ozzy intro, the Tars and Cars intro. I don't believe so.
Oh no, it's not.
I don't believe so. No. I mean, I'm pretty good with faces.
Yeah, no, it's not.
So.
But seriously, like this.
Yeah, I can't ruin her fake white girl hair. Yeah, pretty much. Andy Masters says, "Do what you say. Do what you say." She's crazy. Yes, like pretty much. It's like,
It's
God
ridiculous.
forbid.
That is the craziest thing I have ever heard someone complain about. That is the most insane thing that I have ever heard someone complain about. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard someone call racist. Just someone enjoying the rain and smiling and laughing, like just being happy in life, right?
Yeah.
Just being happy, having a happy disposition because it's raining and you probably like being out in the rain. And this person is mad because that person is happy and enjoying their day. Because
And taking away from Black creators. Yeah.
because everybody has to be just as mad, sad, and miserable and bitter as they are. You can't be happy because they're not happy. You can't have a good day because they're not having good days. They are bitter and angry and just constantly in a state of just victimhood, and they expect you to be the same as well. And it's just ridiculous. It is fucking ridiculous.
For you, DJ Direwolf, I have this clip, right? I actually have 2 clips from Rush Hour, or the Rush Hour movies, but I'll play this one for you. I just gotta find it.
But you one crazy ass bitch.
There it is. That just that's it.
Yeah. I was like, I remembered I had that clip. You know what? I'll play that, because that is that woman right there. You're one crazy ass bitch, pretty much. You're complaining about Drew Barrymore frolicking in the rain. When in fact, like you pointed out, Steph, no, like not everybody recognized it was Drew Barrymore or anything like that.
I know.
Really
I think that's the funniest thing. I didn't even realize it was Drew Barrymore until like the third time I watched it. I was just, I was like, "Oh shit, that's Drew Barrymore."
Yeah, I watched it going, "Oh, Drew Barrymore's frolicking, or at least out in the rain." Okay, I watched that, and then
it's kind of like a
So
like
what?
just people existing is racist now. People people existing is racist. You
Yeah.
can't exist near other people or it's racist. Like it's fucking ridiculous, this fucking world that they live in, this bubble that they live in, to just
it's
be
like
offended and angry and bitter at every single
It's
thing.
like the chick that said
in
that
life.
white people shouldn't be able to identify as non-binary.
Yeah.
It's like that. I'm like, I think the term non-binary is like fucking stupid as hell. But then when you have like that extra level of stupid where that chick is saying like, white people can't identify as non-binary because of racism or whatever she like said, I'm like, okay, you just went way beyond stupid with that, pretty much. They're blaming it on everything. Someone hired Gene Kelly.
I bet this person that's complaining would love it if I'm just throwing this out there. Like, I don't know. I bet this person would love it if like white people had their own space. Like, let's bring back segregation.
Yeah, I'm saying
like,
they're
so
with this
woke,
shit.
when they're so woke, they end up becoming racist.
They end up bringing
and
back segregation from the
non-progressive.
60s. From the 60s. Yeah, I'm saying like it's like basically with the voice acting roles where it's like whites only, like and like blacks like only, and they're saying like if you're like not like this race or anything like that, then you shouldn't be voicing these characters. Essentially, like they were literally promoting segregation.
Mm-hmm.
So we might as well bring back, segregated fountains, segregated bathrooms, segregated.
And they would be happy. And they, what's the sad thing about it is that
they'd be happy. They welcome it.
Happily. They would happily do that, and think that they were being progressive, which is sad.
And I'm just looking at this going like, say what you will about Malcolm X, but Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, all those individuals that fought for like there not to be any segregation, they actually bring about integration. No, you want to kind of reverse everything they fought for in the name of progressivism, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. She seriously was just sitting there judging. Judging. It's sad. It's so sad. When I saw that, I was just laughing. I swear I had to watch it I had to watch it at least 5 times to understand what the hell she was complaining about. Because she was just speaking fucking word salad. And I was like, I have no fucking clue what this bitch is angry about. I had to watch it a bunch just to figure it out. And so many people in the comments were like, what the hell? I don't get it. People didn't understand what she was mad about. And even now, I'm kind of just guessing. I'm just guessing. Like, is she upset that this white woman is out frolicking in the rain and people are watching her and not watching like people of color outside in the rain?
I don't know. Yeah.
So and like, I still don't know why she's mad. She's complaining. It's so dumb.
Martin Luther King were alive today, he would be canceled. Because he would be speaking out against burning down businesses, stealing. He'd be actually chastising all these people who are promoting this shit, and he'd be canceled today. He'd be called every disparaging term by the community that he actually fought for, to actually have voting rights and do away with segregation. But he'd be canceled by the very people that they wouldn't be here, essentially, at least without, in part, what the civil rights movement did back in the 60s. But yeah, progressivism, folks. Progressivism. That's where we're at, pretty much. That's Blame It on the Rain by Milli Vanilli. Yeah, check the video. Yeah. Right. Malcolm X hated white liberals. Yeah. Malcolm X too. He'd be calling out white liberals. He's not exactly conservative himself, but he hated white liberals. He hated them. Play Malcolm X speech from the Boondocks. Well, we'll see. We'll see. For not being militant enough. Yeah, don't like conservatives that do nothing, pretty much. But anyway, that's where we're at, folks, pretty much. So I'm gonna kind of move a tab over here. So we have Rings of Power, House of the Dragon birthing scene criticized for lack of trigger warning, and Batgirl. You know what? Let's just get Batgirl out of the way, because
Yeah.
like no one, like, was anybody really? I mean, truly. I mean, like maybe just out of curiosity, I would have watched it, but maybe were you actually looking forward to that movie?
Is that a serious question?
I'm just saying, like, was anybody really looking forward to that movie? It was like one of those where it's like the example of throwing shit at the wall, pretty much. Let me open that. Real fast. Hold on. Let me bring that up. Before I do, Sheepsidian. Mwah! Like, this is howdy honeys for $50. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sheepsidian. I've like been seeing all the pictures you guys have posted from the get-togethers, and like you all seem to be having like a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I love how Ryan stood next to you to like show like that the whole I have a black friend therefore I can't be racist.
What's up, sheep?
so
I met him in Horror Amarada in Houston.
Yeah, I saw her pictures as well. I've been like catching up on like all the pictures that people have been posting on Instagram and things like that of all the meetups that you guys are at, and it looks like a blast.
It's a blast, but oh my god, is it tiring?
I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. Because it's like one of those things where it's like you kind of go there expecting a vacation, but it's like, okay, we got to go here. We got to go do this. We got to do this. We got to do this. And then you get back home.
It's nonstop. Yeah, it's kind of like, what is a vacation? It's not a vacation. It's literally a work trip because it's like as soon as you wake up, you're working.
Yeah, pretty much. Batgirl would be better if She-Hulk was in it. Liquid Blake was trolling this poor guy in Lethal's chat. Like, he actually got this guy to think that he was a Disney, that Liquid Blake was a Disney shill, because he'd be like, what, you don't like Disney Star Wars? Like you must be like a fan. He just saying all this shit. Well, anyway, all right. So let's just get Batgirl out of the way. Like I said, let's get Batgirl out of the way because it's one of those where it's like, just like. Except that your movie's not being released. You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for the hashtag release Batgirl. Like seeing if that can take off, like release the Snyder cut for these people.
Oh God, like I seriously think that they're gonna try it and like it's not gonna catch on. Nobody fucking cares. They're gonna have to create like 100 bot accounts per person who wants this to release. I mean, seriously, like nobody cares.
How much cringe did you miss, Gigawatt? Not a lot. We're really getting into the meat of the cringe now because we're talking about Batgirl.
I love that, Gigawatt.
Yep,
1.21 gigawatts. I like that.
Have fun, Sheepsidian. I'm going to get back to drawing. I'll only show up with a specific goal to send some love your way later, ladies and chat. Thank you so much, Sheepsidian. Have fun drawing. And I miss being able to raid you on Twitch when I'm streaming late at night. I'm like, I look at the chat going, because I'm used to seeing you streaming kind of late at night whenever I'm streaming, and I kind of like miss being able to raid you on my Twitch channel. So you have to do that. You have to do that at least once so I can raid you. You have to like be live late, pretty much. Okay, let me just close this. And hey Ryan, good to see you. Hey, all chat. How are you? Good to see you. The former San Antonio mayor bitched about Batgirl's cancellation. I'm like, I don't know what he expected, like how people to react, but I'm just like shrugging my shoulders, going, and pretty much, and I would need a second camera to be able to do that, and space right now. Yeah, so I do occasionally sketch. So, all right, so Batgirl actor Ivory Aquino defends canceled DC film. As much as it has been labeled woke, it simply came together that way because of writing that reflects the world we live in. I mean, I call it crazy, but I thought it was supposed to reflect Gotham.
Yeah. Like, even, what is it? Even, like, past Batman films, right? They took inspiration from, like, the cities, right? They took inspiration for Gotham from like the cities, like Chicago, they wanted to make it dark, or New York, they wanted to make it dark. Just like the atmosphere, right? The atmosphere and the grittiness of those cities, but not like modern day, because that it's different. This is a different world.
Yeah.
It's a completely different world. So it's like atmospheric inspiration, sure. That's great. But we want escapism in our media. Yeah. We don't want to be going into movies like being reminded, oh yeah, that's what's going on right now. Well,
the plus,
I forgot about that.
I know it's pointed out on other streams, and that is Gotham itself is its own character.
Absolutely.
It's its own character. So like, it's like you're going to be, so basically reflecting the world we live in, you're changing the character aspect of Gotham by doing that. And you're inserting politics that should not belong. I mean, Gotham itself, yeah, will have its own politics because you're going to show the seedy underbelly, the criminal, world and so forth, the corrupt police department and so forth, the corrupt politicians and so forth. Yeah, it's going to have its kind of its own internal politics, but they're going to be the politics that were reflected within Gotham itself, not within our world. Hey, Dynamite. But now, like we have this. So let's just pretty much dive into this shit. Like, I mean, there's not really any other way to describe it. And I love the trans bat because obviously, yeah, that's like, we got to beat up transphobes.
It's so funny how the picture is cropped in like the position of the bat.
Well, there you go. I mean, so Batgirl actor Ivory Aquino has seemingly admitted the now shelved DC film fit all the criteria to be considered woke, though she claims this was not because it was created with an ideological stance in mind, but rather because it featured writing that reflects the world we live in.
No, it was created with an ideological stance in mind.
Yeah.
That is 100% what they were going for.
Yeah.
That's it. Like she can't say, oh, it just reflects our... No, like that's what they were going for.
Hey, Ancient One. Good to see you. Yeah, it's exactly what they were going for. And anyone trying to claim otherwise, I'm like, no. No, oh, sweetheart, we saw everything that was transpiring. And we saw at least I think it was her reaction, Ivory's reaction to the cancellation. And the fact that her reaction fit everything about how it was full on ideological and so forth. So it didn't just come together organically and just happen to reflect the world we live in. No, it was actually had that in mind. And from the get-go by race swapping Barbara Gordon. I mean, how do you do that and not have an agenda in mind? Mm-hmm. With plenty of actresses that are either a natural redhead or would be believable as a redhead, you had to race swap her. And in doing so, are you going to race swap Jim Gordon? You're race swapping some aspects, so you're race swapping Jim Gordon.
Well, they did.
The actress was Black and Latina.
You're gonna have the Batman.
Yeah. So you can't exactly claim that there was nothing ideological in mind. And all we have to do is look at the actress that was cast as Barbara Gordon and say, basically, really you're gonna claim that? So, hello, Batgirl will always be Barbara Gordon for me. I don't need a different one. Yeah. So, and they could have, and if they didn't want necessarily Barbara Gordon as Batgirl, they could have had Barbara Gordon as Oracle in the film. Because there have been other ones that, even though even though Nagol C, I'm not sure if that's correctly, but says Batgirl will always be Barbara Gordon for me. There have been other ones that's been Cassandra Cain that held the title Batgirl.
Yeah.
All right. So if you wanted,
we've seen Hollywood's Cassandra Cain already, and it was terrible.
I know, but if there actually was any, kind of love and crafting, good representation of both of those characters, you could have had Barbara Gordon as Oracle and Cassandra Cain as Batgirl, and Cassandra Cain would have been your representation.
If Cassandra Cain was their representation, then they wouldn't do it right because she would need to talk. They would need her to talk. You know that.
So I'm saying they
won't do it. They would never do it right.
They won't do it right. But under the current leadership, I don't know, because they pretty much just, according to Brian, they basically burned everything associated with Batgirl. So there's no way that they could release it if that's true. All
right.
So, I don't know. Prior to the film's cancellation, transgender Aquino, yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's basically was set to portray the similarly identified best friend of Batgirl's title character, Alasia Yo. Right, and this is a character created by Gail Simone. Whale Simone, you lovingly
crazy
know
lady.
her on Twitter. Yeah, she blocked me on Twitter.
I'm pretty sure she blocked a bunch of people. Crazy Twitter lady.
Yeah, she likes to think of herself as a nerd, and she's an idiot.
She's not. She's an activist.
Yeah, and artist Ardian Syaf. Yo was introduced into the DC Comics canon and eventually confirmed as transgender during the Paris run on the 4th volume of Batgirl. Yeah, remember this? Please, I'm a trans woman in Gotham. Of course I have a weapon. Yeah, so, because obviously, like, being transgender in Gotham, it's like you're the biggest victim.
Yeah, people are going to attack you. You need a bat.
Yeah.
A bat that shows that you're trans.
Yeah. Yeah, like, really.
Oh my god.
I'm like, yeah, pretty much. They go to all the trouble to race swap to the main Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, when they already had a Batgirl, Tiffany Fox. Yeah, so I'm saying, like, they could have, like, they wanted to do representation properly. There was that, but they didn't want to do that. They wanted the ideology. Initially stepping into the Domino Daredoll's life as a roommate, Yo has since been set up to become some iteration of Batgirl. Her take on the identity emphasized by her transgender pride flag wrapped to baseball bats. That makes her more of a criminal. It is later implied that Yo was given Barbara's blessing to continue on as a relative of Bat Family, though as of writing, DC Comics has yet to follow up on this plot thread. Aquino provided this insight into Batgirl's apparent direction while speaking to her feelings regarding the film's cancellation in a Twitter published open letter penned to Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David Zaslav. All right,
let's read it. Dear Mr. a letter to David Zaslav. Dear Mr. Zaslav, I just read an article in the Hollywood Reporter about supposed funeral screenings of Batgirl and the possibility afterwards that the film footage would be destroyed. If this is the case, as one of many who poured our hearts into the making of this movie, I ask that this measure be reconsidered. As much as I've trained my best to be strong these past few weeks, I find myself crying, for lack of a better term, from grief, and tonight was one of those nights. As much as Batgirl has been labeled a woke film, it simply came together that way because of writing that reflects the world we live in. For me, more than anything, it is a father-daughter story which hits close to home as my dad passed away a year ago, shortly before I booked this project, and I was hoping it would resonate with other children around the world, grown and not so grown, who hold their fathers in the highest esteem, and who could see Batgirl as a story of that special bond. I find myself not being able to talk about this ordeal with anyone. I realized that no one, apart from those involved with the film, would truly understand what we're feeling, and talking about it with my castmates, I feel, might be akin to rubbing salt in the still open wound. Yeah, that's why you're putting all this shit out on Twitter, because you can't talk to it about anyone. About anyone, to anyone.
Unless you get likes. So.
It's so ridiculous. Like, I can't talk to anyone about this. I'm just going to put it on Twitter for the world to see.
Yeah.
And so the articles can be written about it. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
My heart goes out to Leslie Grace and our beloved directors and entire crew and cast who spend months dedicating their all to this endeavor. Leslie checked in on me the day we found out about the shelving and only had words of comfort and support. I've dared not to ask, since if she spent nights holding back tears like I have, because she has had to be the face of our Batgirl family and has had to put on a brave face as a way of taking care of us the way she gracefully steered our film. Tonight I finally got to talk with a dear friend here about these intense feelings, who shared with me an anecdote which helped provide inspiration for this letter to you. They said, the head of the company is like one large cog atop increasingly smaller cogs underneath. One seemingly small movement by this large cog may seem relatively tiny, but for those little cogs at the bottom, they can be spinning tenfold, and the effect can be seismic.
Oh my God, it's a Russian novel.
The bottom line, exponentially. If a month ago there wasn't a marketing budget for Batgirl, I'd venture to say that that's been taken care of by the turn of events these past few weeks. We've been fortunate to have an amazing supporter since the beginning. Dude, like the only press that this has received is that it's a terrible movie, and that's why it was shelved.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with being woke. People are saying that it was a terrible film, and that's why it was shelved. It's a horrible film. It's a terrible story, and that's why it's shelved. This person is making, yes, okay, fine. Their father died, but now they're just kind of like, David Zaslav, I can't believe you would do this to me.
She couldn't email him. She had to go.
No, she couldn't email him. She had to put it out on Twitter and blast this man on Twitter because she is blaming him for the reason of behind the cancellation, right? Maybe the movie was just fucking terrible. No, she can't accept that.
No.
She can't accept that this movie was terrible because it's a representation of the world today. It can't be terrible.
No, it can't be. No, like, well, obviously, the test audience must have been all white apparently to this person, or straight white male, but to this person, because God forbid they should say, yeah, this story really isn't.
It doesn't fucking matter that this movie was scrapped. This is one of many, many, many fucking movies out there that have been scrapped before because they were just terrible. There are television shows whose pilots never receive a second episode because the show is just terrible. Nobody's interested in it.
No.
And that's why those shows like never take off.
How Resident Evil?
Some of them don't
Netflix
even
Resident Evil. Canceled after one season.
Some shows don't even get a premiere because it's just bad. It's a bad show. So actors come in,
that's
they
why
play
they have
the roles,
test audiences.
and then they never fucking go out.
That's why
never go out.
That's why TV and movies generally have test audiences.
And the test audiences for this show,
if they're going to release this, they'll make money, right? That's what they want to do. They want to make money off of it.
And the test audience for this show said that it was terrible. It was one of the worst films that they'd ever seen. So that is why this movie was scrapped. It has nothing to do with the wokeness of this film. Hey, maybe it does have something to do with the fucking wokeness of this film. And that's why it wasn't resonating with the test audiences and they thought it was terrible because it was woke. And, you know, you might not see because you worked on this show, so you're in it. So you don't really care that the show is bad. Nobody's going to tell you that the show is bad and you're going to believe them because you worked on it. So it's just kind of like this passion project for you, right? So you worked on it, you're in it, and how dare anybody tell you this show is or the movie is terrible? But it is. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's not being released. That's why it's scrapped.
I mean,
you don't see this actress, right, is coming out here with this fucking long ass fucking tweet to David Zaslav when she could have easily have sent him an email or whatever because obviously she's an actress. She knows how to, her agent can get in touch with David Zaslav or whatever. But no, she needs to put this on Twitter and draw attention to this in order to make David Zaslav look bad because of this decision. Because he's not just cutting Batgirl, he's cutting so many different things. But you want this attention. You want people to see, oh, poor Batgirl, poor me. My dad just died. This is supposed to be like a thing for my dad. I wanted other little girls to see this. Right? Because it's a story between her and her dad. You don't see fucking Michael Keaton writing out long ass fucking tweets. He's a bigger star than you, sweetheart. This is Hollywood. This is the industry.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If a movie is failing with test audiences, they're not going to put it out. It doesn't matter if it's a fucking superhero film. They're not going to put it out if they're not going to make any money for it. And Warner Brothers is fucking bleeding money. They don't even have enough of a budget to promote bigger films like Shazam. What makes you think that they're going to fit in Batgirl? Yeah. They're making decisions based on the people who are starring in these
they're willing to take it as a loss says everything. The fact that they're willing to take it as any amount of loss says everything. And Trey brought Cowboy Bebop Netflix Cowboy Bebop, which got canceled after one season.
Brian McCann brings up a good point. She got paid already. She shouldn't care if it's released or not.
Yeah, pretty much. She should really.
I'm wondering what is her name because Ivory
Aquino.
I need to see.
But the actor, who, was race swapped in the Netflix's Cowboy Bebop, Jet Black, because the writers, like the showrunners of the live action version, saw the name and said, "Oh, well, obviously that character has to be black because Jet Black is his name." Never mind that his character is not black in the anime. Had was actually one, the best character in that season, and two, had actually the response that if Ivory Aquino like wanted to say anything, and that is that basically they made the season with love. Like there's something like, at least to him, like they made it with love, but sorry, like if you all didn't like it. He actually said to the fans, like, I'm sorry if you all didn't like it.
Yeah.
Not that like you're wrong for not liking it. None of that shit or anything like that. He just said, I'm sorry if you didn't like it. Like he thought they did a good job or things like that, but he came out and actually was a gentleman about when that season was canceled, when season 2 was like chilled, like no more, pretty much.
See, this actress hasn't really done much. She's been in like a few TV shows here and there, but it looks like she was probably banking on this movie to catapult her career
break,
as her break.
Yeah.
And that's why she's upset. That's why she's upset. She's been in like some shows here and there. Like, let me see. Hot Angry Mom. She's in like 2 episodes of that. City on a Hill, 2 episodes. Blue Bloods, 1 episode. FBI Most Wanted, 1 episode. New Amsterdam, 2 episodes. Tales of the City, 1 episode. When They See Us, 1 episode. So When We Rise, 3 episodes. So it sounds like she was counting on this movie to get her more exposure, and the fact that it's not being released upsets her.
Yeah, that's why. Really, she's going to be honest, pretty much. But she's not going to be honest, and she's going to go through this little tirade on Twitter.
She's going to this tirade to bring more attention to it, so that way they get their own, like, release the Batwoman or whatever, Batgirl. Release Batgirl.
Yeah.
And I love how she's
cares.
just like, she knows that there's no money to market this movie, right? She says it in there. There's no money to market this movie. Well, guess what? Oh, look, we have this attention. We have this attention now. We have this support now. We can market it. No, you can't, you idiot.
No, it's not how it works. It's not how
That's not how marketing works.
It's not how it works, sweethearts.
It's not this it's not this like years long movement like the Snyder Cut, right?
Yeah.
That has garnered a lot of interest for years. It's not the same. This shit got cut like what, a month ago? Oh, now we have so many fucking people behind this movie. You really don't.
No. Nope. And if she thinks like Twitter as in any way an accurate representation of people looking forward to this movie, I'm like,
guess again. But again, like they look at Twitter and think like, holy shit, oh my god, yeah, these people would support it. Yeah, they'll support you for likes and retweets, and that's about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is their currency. Their currency is likes and retweets. That's it. They won't spend money on anything.
Nope. Because like basically it's the people that they think are like actually like going to watch this shit are full-on narcissists. They only care about whatever is popular now, and whatever, like if they like jump on that bandwagon and get their attention on them, that's what they do. That's what they do. It's not about whatever said product is, whether it's a Batgirl movie, a comic, a TV series, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It's what is currently trending on social media, and whatever can get them the most likes, the most retweets, the most quote tweets, and still make it about them while coming across as a supporter of said product. And that's not the case. That's really not the case. Yeah, nothing of value is lost, pretty much. Yeah, they're clout leeches. They're clout leeches. They just latch on for the clout, and whenever that's drained, like the leeches they are, they move on to the next clout-chasing topic, pretty much. I got accused of clout chasing on Twitter when I first started by someone who had like 3 times the number of followers I did. I was like, really? Like, you're gonna accuse me of clout chasing when I just make like, 1 post or 1 or 2 posts, and you're the one that's like, full on reaching for the number of likes and retweets, pretty much. Little old me. There you go. But anyway,
the world is better without this movie.
Yeah.
Look, we're not in. People aren't in. Executives of Hollywood, they're in it to make money. They make these films to make money. They're gonna make money on whatever they can. If it's a good film, they have the merchandise, they have the toys. They want to make money. this isn't like it's not a business of let's represent the world around us. No, this is a business. They want to make money. If this movie is terrible and they know that they're not going to make money off of it, they're going to cancel it and take the hit.
Yeah. Because at the end of it's like when actresses complain about not getting paid as much as their male co-stars. I'm like, again, Hollywood is a business. They want to see a return on their investment. And I'm sorry, sweetheart Bryce Dallas Howard, if Chris Pratt is a bigger name and draws in more people, guess who's going to give them a bigger return on their investment? Yeah, and it's going to kind of like so quote unquote demand a bigger paycheck. The one is going to get butts in seats.
Yeah, because we all went to see Jurassic World for Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, I'm saying like sorry, like,
I'm sure she has her fans out there, but
yeah.
I think Chris Pratt has more.
Yeah, I'm like they look at their actors and actors are commodities in Hollywood. They are pretty much commodities, and whatever brings the most money in, guess what? They can kind of have a bigger paycheck because they're bringing in more money. Like Robert Downey Jr. Like compared to like his younger co-star Tom Holland. Robert Downey Jr. is going to demand, and that's two males, is going to demand, in a sense, more money because he's the bigger star power. He's the one that people know and will be drawn to when watching the movie.
Can you imagine, like, a fresh face going into a movie with, like, Chris Pratt and demanding the same paycheck? Can you imagine? That's basically what
I used to not be able to imagine that, but nowadays I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, seriously.
It's all about equity, not, like, it's all about equal outcome, not equal opportunity, pretty much, because they want equal outcome. It doesn't matter how much work they put in or how much revenue they generate. No, it's automatically equal outcome. That's what they want. And again, not how life works, not how businesses work or anything like that. But anyway, let's just go ahead.
I said no.
Anyway, we'll save Rings of Power for last. Let's just
a
trigger warning for House of the Dragon, pretty much. We might not go into the entirety of this article, but apparently House of the Dragon is getting criticized for not having a trigger warning during a graphic birthing scene. Never mind that Game of Thrones had, like, what? The Red Wedding episode, where it's, like, pretty much a slaughter of everyone as part of the wedding, just about. Nearly everyone's part of the wedding. Doesn't matter that there was, like, a slaughter or anything like that. It doesn't matter that characters died frequently in that show. No. A graphic birthing scene, which again, it's medieval times. They don't exactly have the hospitals that we have today or anything like that, so it's not exactly going to be pleasant. Got criticized for not having a trigger warning. So, House of the Dragon is receiving criticism for its lack of a trigger warning before its series premiere, which contained a graphic birthing scene. After much anticipation and some skepticism following the maligned Game of Thrones Season 8, the prequel series premiered last Sunday. House of the Dragon reintroduces audiences, blah, blah, blah. Alright. While the House of the Dragon series premiere was viewed by a record-breaking international audience on HBO, it has been drawing criticism for a graphic birthing scene. During the episode, King Viserys orders a cesarean section to be performed on his wife, Queen Aemma, Arryn, without her consent while she is conscious. Due to the excessive blood loss, the procedure kills both Aemma and her child. While director Miguel Sapochnik spoke with many female consultants about including the graphic birthing scene, some are taking issue with a questionable decision other than merely opting to include the visceral moments.
They had incest. They had twins fucking in Game of Thrones. But God forbid we show a birthing scene. Jesus, oh my God.
I'm saying it, and it's set medieval times. They don't have hospitals or anything like that. So a cesarean is performed. So I'm sorry. Guess what? It's going to be graphic. It's going to be graphic. Now, if they were debating whether or not he should have called, requested or ordered it, I don't know. I didn't see the episode, but the fact that they're so sensitive that they're being criticized because the show's being criticized for not having a trigger, one of those trigger. Now it's called trigger warning, but it used to be just basically saying like due to graphic content sort of situation, viewers younger than this shouldn't watch it or anything like that. Those old sort of warnings,
Yeah.
which weren't trigger warnings, they were just more like, hey, we're just letting you know this is including in the show, so it's like watch it at your own discretion. No, they want a trigger warning.
Don't they have those still, like rated?
Yeah,
mature?
but those aren't trigger warnings. They're just like, hey, we're like, or if they have any images that could cause people with epilepsy, like to get seizures, they'll do stuff like that where it's like, FYI, watch at your own discretion. But it's not to say like, it's like, oh, we're doing this because you might get triggered for it. That's what these people. I don't know, how do you word a trigger warning. So we know how what delicate flowers you are. So just to let you know, there's going to be some blood. So have your fainting couch and pearls on hand to clutch when that scene comes up. I mean, how would they do a trigger warning for this? They already have the warning where it's like graphic, right? I mean, I don't watch a show, but they have like rated TVMA or something like that.
It's on HBO, and if you watch Game of Thrones television show, it's pretty much on par with that. So
it's like, I'm like, what are they upset about? I don't get it.
These are the same sensitive fucks who wanted a trigger warning because of the cancer scene in Thor: Love and Thunder. If you are if you're that sensitive to your media, maybe you should just stick with like fucking shit that's like rated T for teen or some shit like that. Or like just stick with like shows that are all sunshine and rainbows. Maybe Game of Thrones just isn't for you if you need a trigger warning for a graphic pregnancy or a graphic birth scene.
Yeah.
Not everything is going to have a trigger warning. Not everything needs a trigger warning, especially if you are already familiar with the content of Game of Thrones. These are just new fans that are whining about Game of Thrones who aren't really fans of the actual media, because if they sincerely were, then they would know that Game of Thrones is an incredibly graphic television show. They wouldn't be thrown off about a graphic birth scene.
No, they wouldn't. They really wouldn't. You have one here, Jen Coates, the director of bereavement support charity SANS, told the BBC, the show has an obligation to warn viewers about potentially distressing scenes. They're not going to know what's distressing to everyone.
They have no obligation to anyone. That's why there's a television rating system.
Yeah.
You are taking the chance of seeing something that might trigger you if you're watching a show. That they have the only obligation that they have is the rating system. That's it. That is the only obligation that the show has to viewers. It has no further obligations other than that.
Yeah.
Otherwise they're going to be like, warning, this has graphic violence. This has they would have to put everything in the fucking show.
Yeah.
This warning, this has misogyny in it. Warning.
And how would they know these scenes are going to be distressing? Like, to them, like, they're filming a birthing scene. But do they need a warning for every scene because there might be something that could trigger someone's delicate sensibilities? Like, do you imagine, like, for the first 10 minutes of each episode is going to be going through everything that could possibly trigger these assholes? That's it. That's why, like, Jacob pointed out, that's why you pointed out, they have the rating system to begin with, because, hey, this is rated TVMA because we have this, 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 and this. Watch at your own discretion. If you don't like it, don't watch it, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that they do. They're not going to know. They're not going to know Jen.
Don't they just have to don't they just have to let them know that, like, there's violence, there's nudity, and then something like, so I don't know, violence, nudity, and something else. I can't remember, but like, and graphic scenes or something like that, like graphic whatever. But like, honestly, I'm sorry, this is just ridiculous. You don't need a trigger warning for fucking everything.
No, and like, it's like nothing, like, they're not gonna know that, it's like something's gonna trigger, like I hate using the word trigger, but they're not gonna know anything. They're not gonna know how each scene's gonna affect like whomever. They're not gonna know anything, and they're not really going to care. At least I wouldn't care, because I'm filming a scene that's part of the script, and this is what the script calls for. It's nothing at all going against any. I mean, hell, you pointed out they had incest in Game of Thrones.
There's a lot of shit that they had in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I'm like,
and nobody was complaining about, oh my god, this totally needed a trigger warning.
Yeah,
Some
I'm
people
like,
might be people might be triggered by the incest. Like seriously, if you know the show, if you're familiar with Game of Thrones, you know that it's going to be fucking graphic as hell. Everything down to childbirth is going to be graphic as hell. And it's not like that's not in the novels either. Get out of here with your fake trigger bullshit.
Yeah, so there it is, folks. Already, like first episode, well, like the premiere, whatever, already being criticized for not having a trigger warning. So that's it. That's pretty much it.
I like how Trey is just like in the chat. Just I think he said it like 2 or 3 times. Trey, Daenerys slaughtered a city.
Yeah, and Cersei burned down a castle. I'm like, you know, it's
Seriously, like she burned down. She killed so many people. Like that's all there is in Game of Thrones. It's just like politics and death.
yeah.
That's why it's
Simply
awesome.
living life means you must risk being offended. Not everything in the world will cater to you. Yeah.
No, not at all.
I need to get the clip of that comedian where he, like, you know, it's Stephen Hughes that says, "Be offended, nothing happens."
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Be offended.
You're offended. Okay, fine. The sun's still going to come up tomorrow. What do you want me to
Get
do
triggered.
about it?
Get
Yeah.
triggered. Just don't watch the fucking show again. Stop complaining like a little bitch.
So, we're just gonna get to pretty much the last topic. We might be able to end on like 2-hour mark, well, roughly.
Oh my god.
Yeah, oh my god. But let's just talk about. Hold on, which one? Oh no, hold on. Oh, there it is.
Oh my god, iDog, thank you. Theon got his dick chopped off, but I'm sure they were fine with that. Seriously. He got his dick chopped off and his dick was nailed to his dad. But sure, it was a graphic birthing scene, and you needed a trigger warning for that. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah.
What's up,
Hello,
Sean?
It says not watching the show. I don't know, but I'm like really? They they were fine with that, but
that's what I'm saying. I legitimately don't think that these are actual fans of Game of Thrones or who even know the Game of Thrones, like what it is. They're jumping in on House of the Dragon. That's probably like their first experience with Game of Thrones. It has to be. It has to be. Because if you are familiar with Game of Thrones, then you know that the shit's in there. It's brutal. It's real. Like it's real. These are real decisions that people might have had to have made. You know, this man, he wanted an heir. He thinks it's his son. He's going to take the risk for an heir.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
And he didn't exactly look young, so I'm like, you might not like his decision, but yeah, I mean, during medieval times when, like, it's all about.
And that part was actually, that part was actually pretty emotional too, because like, trigger warning, spoiler warning, you know, he took that risk and it didn't pay off because both the mom and the baby still died. So it's like, it leads to more of the story, and it's actually like, I'm not gonna lie, it's not too bad, but I'm still keeping it at arm's length. You know, but it pushes the story forward. It gives the king it gives the king motivation for like his next set of decisions. So like, just give me a fucking break and watch the show.
Yeah.
Oh man, the mountain killing Pedro. Oh shit. I couldn't even look at that, Trey. Holy crap. I still can't look at that shit. I still can't look at that shit. Like, come on. Dude, I want these people who need trigger warnings to go back and watch the full seasons of the full series, the full Game of Thrones series. I need to know how many trigger warnings they would need for that.
I would laugh so hard if they did this. I would do this if people were like being little bitches about this. I'd troll them by putting it at the end. It's like this. It's like this is your trigger warning, pretty much. And iDog saying the actress did a great job in that scene.
Yeah, she looked terrified. Absolutely.
So, but if this is to be believed, Amazon Studios will declare Rings of Power a victory regardless of actual viewership. Because
I fucking believe that. They're already labeling it a victory already. They're saying that oh man, people are excited. People are so excited for Rings of Power, but it's getting fucking ratioed everywhere. Nobody's excited, and so many people are upset about this. But they're going to label it a victory, and the Access Media is going to help them.
Yeah, ratio on YouTube, and just about everyone in my comments when I ask this at the end of my videos, going, "Are you going to watch this?" It's like just a resounding no.
Yeah,
they're not going to watch it. like the Tolkien fandom is older than like every fandom now. It's older than every fandom now, and it's. I'm not saying anything in this way to disparage any other fandom, but the Tolkien fandom, like, we are the ones that are pretty much like, you do not mess with what Tolkien created. Like, we are that protective of Middle Earth, pretty much. And like, sure as hell, Tolkien estate now is not going to do any fucking thing, because rest in peace, Christopher Tolkien. He might have made decisions that even we would be like, I don't like, why would you be making that decision? But but for the most part, he protected his father's legacy. The grandchildren now are only in it for a buck. If they see any money-making potential on the Middle-earth name, on Tolkien's name, or anything like that, they give their blessing. Pretty fucking much. And this is what we're seeing with Rings of Power. So you have a new report claims Amazon Studios and Prime Video will declare their upcoming series, Rings of Power, a victory regardless of actual viewership. Business Insider claims to have spoken to a number of anonymous insiders at Amazon Studios, explaining what success for the series, which is estimated to have cost upwards of $1 billion for the first season, looks like. In the report, writers Elaine Lowe, Eugene Kim, and Alison Brower assert word from those who have seen episodes is positive, and several industry insiders predicted to Insider that Amazon will find a way, regardless of actual viewership, to sound the trumpets of victory. Kind of like how Paramount sounded the trumpets of victory with the Halo series. But they never actually they never released the actual numbers of from the first episode throughout the series to see what the drop was in terms of viewership. So I feel like Amazon's going to do the same thing, where they're going to declare victory. Oh, it's the most watched series. Okay, compare that to what else, and show us the drop, if there's any drop from the first episode to the second episode, or I should say, from the first 2 episodes, because they're premiering them together, to the 3rd episode. What's the drop?
Yeah.
One anonymous insider, described as a former senior Amazon Studios executive, also told them the reason why it's going to succeed is because the executives at Amazon needed to succeed. If it doesn't succeed, there's going to be a big question from Amazon's chief executive officer, Andy Jassy, and the board. If we can't take this piece of IP and make it successful, why is Amazon Studios even here? It has to succeed. There's no option. So I was like, well, maybe if you actually didn't lie to the Tolkien fandom for a few years, claiming you had the rights to what you should have been depicting as the events of the Second Age from the Silmarillion at least, I don't know, you might be succeeding. But you do this shit. You race swap dwarves, and you don't give beers to the women. Right here. And you break lore just in the fact that you have 2 Durins in the series, when in fact that would not happen. When the showrunners say that it's not a Hobbit story, it's a Harfoot story, when in fact Harfoots are hobbits. When you have warrior elven princess Galadriel, who during the Second Age in particular, never was against violence, didn't pick up a sword. She's a leader, but she wasn't a leader at the forefront, leading troops into battle or anything like that. She didn't seek vengeance when her brother Finrod was killed, or anything like that. She stayed with Celeborn. I'm like, where's Celeborn? She was with them from the end of the First Age, and you're taking place in primarily the Second Age. So where is he? Where is he? Well, you can't have her tied down to one man or anything like that. She don't need no man, so you got to make her look like she has feelings for Sauron. Is that it? You race swap a Numerian queen who's described as fair. You put a black elf in there and give him a fade in middle, like everything that these people are doing. It's against it succeeding.
Yes, that Middle Earth barber.
Yeah, everything they're doing. It's like you needed to succeed. If you wanted it to succeed, you would actually have the rights to the source material that you'd be depicting, and it would succeed. You wouldn't have to be doing this regardless of viewership thing, because the viewership would be there. The viewership would be there. I would be blocked. Yeah. I would be blocked by Amazon. Attack fans before the release. Yes. Pretty much. Attack fans. Yeah, by Numenor's fade. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And then have them in a forbidden romance with a single white mama in Middle Earth. So it's like this how So I'm not gonna really go into all of this, but basically, like, that's the plan. And then you have the media kind of pitting the two against House of the Dragon against Rings of Power, which like is really just the media doing that shit, nothing to do with the studios. But I'm looking at all these series from Rings of Power to Kenobi to House of the Dragon. Now, I haven't watched House of the Dragon, so I'm not saying anything against it. I haven't watched Kenobi, but all of them had like the framework to guarantee success. All of them had a framework to guarantee success. Yeah. How do you maintain a fade haircut on the road for weeks or to months? How? And these are elves. They live thousands of years. Elves live thousands of years. Galadriel was thousands of years old by the time we see her in Lord of the Rings. How is he maintaining that fade in Middle Earth? Does he find a barber he likes every 1,000 years or so? I mean, I don't know. Resident Evil? Yeah, you literally had... I hate that what they did to Galadriel. It's just strong whammons every single time. They don't know what a woman's based on their choice. Yeah, feminine strength is killed by Wokies. Yeah. So there it is. And then you have these articles. I'm not going to go into this because I might cover this on a separate live stream, even though it'll be like a week late. I'm going to stop sharing this. Because now you're having articles like this. For all you in the chat. Fantasy must get over its obsession with old white men. Fantasy must get over...
What are they talking about? These were already written. This shit is already written.
Yeah, it's already written.
It's already written. What are you talking about? You have to get over
old white men because
George
R. R.
Martin as old white men. Like that is literally what they are in the books. It's not like people are just casting them because they just want white men.
Well,
That's how they are in the books.
Well, it's also because Tolkien and Martin, to them, are old white men, and like they've cornered the markets on fantasy. They've cornered the market on fantasy, where it says the former Tolkien is often credited with inventing fantasy, and while this is not quite true, I'm not saying he invented fantasy, but he's pretty much the father of modern fantasy. He undoubtedly shaped the public's understanding of the fantasy genre, and then you have George R. R. Martin creating Westeros, through the looking glass medieval Europe, brimming with White Walkers, Red Weddings, and black-hearted intrigue. But they are only two writers among many, and the shadow that they cast over fantasy has become an oppressive drag on the genre. All right? So basically, because... who the fuck is Fonda Lee? Because this person writing this article says there is a case to be made that Tolkien and Martin have become the literary equivalent of these figures, ancient monoliths who loom over the horizon, and in so doing, block out the sun for new authors such as Fonda Lee. Well, if Fonda Lee was a good writer, then I'm sorry, as popular as Tolkien and Martin are, Lee would be up there. But apparently, we have to get over our obsession with old white men in the fantasy genre. And we have to also get over our obsession with accuracy, because if we at all call out any race swapping, then we are racist. Even if we point to the text and say, no, that character actually looks like this because of this is the author described him or her, no, we're racist. And this is what we're being told by modern day journos. And I say that very, very, very loosely. And this person goes on to like a long tirade about how, in a sense, fantasy genre has been racist, and we need to get over old white men, pretty much.
Yeah.
So.
What a shitty article. I swear to God. I'm getting so fucking tired of this bullshit.
Yeah. And that's what I've been seeing.
They basically see white... I fucking hate that. I hate that they see, like, fucking white men as, like, the devil. They've just become the devil now. It's so stupid. It just makes me so fucking mad.
Yeah.
How ridiculous this shit is.
They had to tear down They,
You know
it's
what? If
only
they don't
during
like it,
seeing the
if
old
they
white
don't
men,
like it,
not
if
what
they
they
don't
created.
fucking like it, they don't
They-
fucking like it, then fucking write something yourself. Don't start complaining about this
Oh, no,
bullshit about the
they do
fantasy
write. They
genre
do
being
write it, but
overrun with
then
old white men. Fucking write
yeah.
something yourself. And you know what? It's gonna fucking fail.
Well, see, that's what it is. It has, like, for the most part, has been failing. So rather than admit that maybe they suck, maybe what they're writing is not what people want, no, they have to tear down what came before because that's obvious. That must be the reason why. It must be the fantasy genre's obsession with old white men, namely Tolkien and Martin. And because of that obsession with those authors, then no one else has a fighting chance. So we have to tear down those quote unquote monoliths just so we can climb the rubble and stand on top of what they built, pretty much. Rather than admit that maybe, just maybe, you're not a good writer. Maybe, just maybe, your stories suck. Maybe, just maybe, that no one wants to read what you're writing. They would want to read your writing, but maybe you're inserting too many politics into it. I don't know. Pick any one of those. That's most likely the legitimate reason, but they have to tear down. They have to tear down who came before. They had to tear down who came before so they can climb on the shoulders and act as if like they broke a fucking glass ceiling for the umpteenth millionth time, pretty much. They choose to butcher the stories of old white men instead of adapting the stories to other cultures. Yeah. They choose to race swap rather than adapt stories to cultures, such as like the new God of War game. Race swap. It's supposed to be Norse mythology, which is white. It's white. I'm sorry, it's white. And race swap a figure in Norse mythology rather than, hey, maybe it would be believable if you had God of War set in, I don't know, ancient Egypt or Africa with their own mythologies and traditions and tales and legends and so forth. But no, you got a race swap. Pretty much. But anyway, that's the topics I had planned. So, and there was a lot of cringe to go through. So, I wish we could be talking a lot about like positive, like, I don't know, Maverick, in terms of like profit, just blasting past Infinity War.
Yeah,
pretty much. Talk about just like Resident Evil getting canceled after one season, but no, people have to open their mouths, and there's like I have to wade through basically the cringe to get through anything positive. And even then, it's like few and far between. So hopefully we can talk about stuff like positive stuff next week.
I'm looking forward to Rings of Power and seeing how terrible it is.
I'm not. Really. I'm going to be watching it, but I'm not looking forward to it.
It's going to be terrible.
Oh, it is going to be terrible. Okay, you saw what Celebrimbor looks like, right? You know that character? I'm not saying you need to know that character that Tolkien created, but do you know, like, have you seen like pictures of like the different casts and the characters?
Yeah.
The Celebrimbor looks like like an 80s sitcom dad, things like that. Yeah, he's the creator of or one of the architects of the Rings of Power, like Rings of Power, like not the One Ring, but the Rings of Power, particularly the Elven rings. And I showed you,
sorry,
I showed you pictures of what he like is artistically depicted looking like, right?
No.
Okay, here I'll just like do that real fast just to show you like why I'm like, oh god, the show. But Celebrimbor, I'll show you if I can spell. All right.
Thank you, Sean. Brian. Thank you.
Trying to say like a good.
Thank you, Hound.
Okay. It's not the best. It's not like necessarily the best pictures because he's like it's more depicted like in the game, the video games than. But from one way of putting it, he was also a fighter.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Celebrimbor. All right, that's what we. That's like like what it's kind of like that meme where it's like what you order on Amazon versus what you order on Wish.
Yeah.
This is the Amazon order, okay? This is the Amazon order. This is Celebrimbor. All right, at least like an artistic depiction of him. And he's not always in armor, but that's he. Long dark hair, pointy ears, because elves have like the pointy ears. Celebrimbor, right there. He was a fighter. He was an architect, but he was also a fighter. All right, because he defended his city against Sauron. Did not meet a good ending. But all right, so that's what we thought we ordered, right? That's what we thought we ordered. Right.
What did we get? What did we get instead? What
did we
came
get
in the mail?
instead? This is the wish fulfillment order that we got instead.
Lord.
It literally is the Amazon Wish meme.
It's disgusting.
The series. It's literally the Amazon Wish meme. That's Celebrimbor.
Grandma gown.
Yeah. That's a moo-moo.
Oh no.
And he's supposed to be in love with Galadriel. He looks too old. She looks too
way
young.
too old.
Yeah,
he's way
but
too
they were
old for
closer
that.
in age. They were closer in age in the lore. I'm not saying like they were like really close, but they were closer in age. She's too young and he's too old. This is the Wish version. It literally is the Wish version.
Yeah.
There it is. Hold on. That is Celebrimbor. No, not Elrond. No, Elrond also looks like he has short hair.
Elrond is the younger femme version of that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the younger
Yeah.
one.
So the image I showed first, that's the Celebrimbor we were expecting. But this is the Celebrimbor we're getting. It's like the memes write themselves pretty much with this series. And they are going to declare victory. They are going to declare victory regardless of the viewership. I need the clip of Fry going, I'm shocked. Shocked.
I'm not that shocked.
Yeah, I'm not that shocked, pretty much. OMG, I'm on Twitter. The ad for Lord of the Rings has epic retards. Yes, pretty much. It's getting ratioed left and right. It's getting ratioed left and right. And they have 5 seasons planned out.
I don't think they're going to get that far.
No.
I'd be surprised if they do.
I mean,
if they do, their
they would
budget is
definitely.
going to get cut dramatically.
Yeah.
Drastically
Yeah.
cut.
Yeah.
Drastically, not dramatically. Drastically.
But they're getting ratioed left and right. And thank you all. Thank you all. But yeah. So yeah, it pretty much is. And well, like people are, and like I guess it's been confirmed that it's not Sauron, but like the Slim Shady in Rings of Power, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. That's a
That we thought was
woman.
Sauron. Yeah, I was like,
I was surprised. I honestly thought that was a dude.
so I mean that picture has to be a woman, but the other one I think that's a dude. But even Nell,
it's an actress. It's an actress that plays that.
I'm like,
I thought they were gonna have like I don't know a trans person in it because I was positive that was a guy. I was positive that was a guy, and then they showed him like looking down, with like the armor or the gown on, and I was like,
let me show you because Sauron when he was deceiving the elves was known as Anatar. Okay, when he was deceiving the elves was known as Anatar. Okay, this again, the Slim Shady is what we're getting. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
The Slim Shady is what we're getting. The woman that looks like the devil from the Passion of the Christ is what we're getting, pretty much. Okay, these are artistic depictions, granted, but let me find a good one of Anatar. Find a good one of Anatar of how he's described, pretty much. I'll just pick this one. It's not exactly the best, but it's close. This is how Sauron appeared to the elves.
oh,
Amazon, Wish. Amazon, Wish. It's literally a meme in itself.
well,
But that's like based
the show's
on
gonna be
description.
The show's going to be awful. It's going to be comical. People are going to be making fun of it. Mo says that they think they're pretending that the backlash isn't bothering them when it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. If it wasn't bothering them, they wouldn't be lashing out. They wouldn't be having the mainstream media be writing all of these articles saying like how great it is. The test. Oh, it's one of the greatest shows. It's going to be great. It's going to win. It's not. People aren't excited for this. People are not excited for Rings of Power.
No.
And honestly, I honestly think that like people are just waiting for it to come out so they can shit all over it because that's pretty much what's going to happen. They already know that it's not going to be what they want it to be, and it's not going to be representative of Tolkien's world at all. And even the showrunners know that. They're picking and choosing what they can do, and they're making everything up. They're making a lot of shit up. So it's like they know it's not going to be the world that people are expecting. So they have to talk it up. They have to have these articles written in order to talk the show up because it's not going to be what you expect.
Yeah. Says D-Day Darpo says he was basically a sleeper cell agent. He blended in with the elves. See, like this would be blending in with the elves. He's fair. He looks like an elf. He's going to blend in. And if this is true, if this ends up being true, that Sauron's a handsome human that we see in the trailers and things like that, breaking lore right there, because Sauron didn't appear human. He blended in with the elves. So if he was a human living among elves, he would fucking stand out. So there it is. And the Galadriel actress is going after fans, things like that. Yeah. Wookie Bad saying, I'm so confused how they made Terminal List and the new movie with Stallone and then this crap.
Terminal List, they had, the author on set. They went really hard with that. Terminal List is great.
Yeah, Sauron hated men. The race of men. So it's like, he wanted to be a man. He hated men. He was a Maiar. He wasn't human. But anyway. So there it is. I'm just showing that basically it's a meme in itself, pretty much, based on what we know the characters we described as versus what Amazon is giving us. So, which is ironic, pretty much. It's the Amazon Wish meme, but Amazon's giving us the Wish shit, and we're looking on the website going, "This is what I ordered off of Amazon. What the fuck?" Pretty much. But anyway, that's it. So before I while I'm kind of bringing up. What I'm going to kind of end on, even people who were here last week knows what I'm going to bring up pretty much. Steph, let everybody know where they can find you and all that fun stuff.
Yes. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. All at the same name. My Nerdy Home.
So, and here is for Twitch. And I will promote that I started a separate live channel that I'm going to be slowly building up. I had my first solo live stream about a week ago, Friday, and then I uploaded I tried re-uploading my Cringe Factory stream, but only 23 minutes loaded, and that must have been when the copyright claim happened. Because guess what got copyright claimed on during my Cringe Factory stream, Steph?
A picture.
Not Cringe Factory, top 10 discussion, because we were doing top 10 animated films, and I showed the intro to an animated cartoon, and I got claimed.
Is it X-Men?
Nope.
Is it superhero?
Nope. At all. Not at all.
I don't know.
You're probably not going to guess. Animaniacs.
Oh my, I swear I was thinking that. I
showed the Animaniacs thing because Steve had never seen it. So I played the thing. It was only a minute long. And I got claimed by Warner Brothers.
Because I was like, what's a Warner Brothers cartoon? I was thinking Warner Brothers. What is a Warner? The only one that popped in my head was Animaniacs.
Yeah, that's what I got claimed for, pretty much.
That's funny.
I'm like their bots are going overtime. Like anything to do with Warner Brothers, you get claimed, even though it's on YouTube. It's not like I played it through anything else. I played it through fucking YouTube. But there it is. Anyway, so I'm going to be re-uploading stuff there and doing solo live streams. And then I'm going to promote this as well. Again, real fast. All right, my TeePublic store. There it is. That's what I have up here for now. We got the Squad. Yep. We got the ones with Squad for lights, like light shirts and dark shirts, as well as for all colors with just us three. And then the tech, Talk Nerdy to Us. Different fonts, so come check that out. And more to come in the future. So yeah. So the store is Jade Shadow. There it is. More to come. And here it is. Okay, now I'm going to bring this up. Now, have you watched Stranger Things at all?
No.
All right, well, you don't really need to watch it, but to find this amusing. But, you know Beetlejuice, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I shared this last week. there's a Stranger Things fan edit which brings Beetlejuice to the upside down in Stranger Things.
Okay.
All right. It's a really short clip. I'm going to get the outro up and ready. So I'm going to play this. Okay. So have fun, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good rest of your day or evening, depending on where you are in the world, and we will see you all later.
It's right here. I got it. Now! It's showtime. Shake, Sinora.
Good night, everybody.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.